Hey guys, this is the Bearded Guitarist. Thanks for joining me in this new video. So today we'll be learning a few different ways of practicing percussions on guitar. So we'll be starting from a groove that I already uploaded on YouTube a few weeks ago. It was a groove with 3 simple chords: E minor, C with a hammer on, and D with a C shape with a hammer on. The name of this D is D at 9/11, but you can just think of a C shape that you slide to a D. So we'll do a quick recap of how to play the main groove, the main pattern, and then we'll be seeing how to apply different kind of percussions on guitar using different parts of the guitar body and the guitar neck. So let's get started recapping the timing for the 3 chords that we're going to use. The first one is going to be an E minor, which takes 1 bar, so you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you move to a C with a hammer on of the first finger, and you count 1 and 2. Then you move the same position to D, and you do the same hammer on 3, 4. So it's gonna be a groove over 2 bars: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, etc. All right. Now, for a deeper look at the timing and the fingerstyle pattern, you can check out my other video where I show step by step all of the pattern. So just to recap everything, we are using a percussion on 2 and 4, and in the 1 and 3 we are playing more of a fingerstyle arpeggio. Now, basically I'm using all of my fingers, thumb, index, middle and ring finger, to start with. So on the E minor I play the E, D, G and B strings together. Then I play the thumb on the low E and the ring finger on the high E before the percussion, like. After the percussion I play 2 notes, the open G with the index and the low E again with the thumb. If you're playing a different chord, you can repeat the same pattern just using the different string for the bass according to the chord. So if you go to C or D, you're gonna use the A string rather than the E. Okay, so that's the main pattern. Obviously I play it twice on the E minor because it takes 1 bar, and you play it only once on each of the other chords. So if I count the main patterns with the beat, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. Now the second time I usually do a slightly different variation with an anticipation of the D. This anticipation usually comes just before the beat number 3. So I do. Okay, it's basically a strum that I do with my thumb, most of the time resting on the high E string, so without playing it. The last string you play is the B, you rest on the high E, and then it's up to you. You can even stop there, but very often I like to just play the high E string with my thumb before the percussion, the usual 2 notes, open G and bass on the A string. So the second time, the variation. All right. Now, if you don't like the last 2 notes, you can even replace them with 2 ghost notes. So I'll show you the first time without the ghost notes and the second time with the ghost notes so that you can appreciate the difference. So that it basically goes on the same strings, but you're not playing anything because you stop with the left hand the sound of the strings. You get the muted sound of the ghost notes, and then you start again. So it's very groovy, so it's up to you to decide whether to use the ghost notes or trying just without the ghost notes. Now, as we said, we already have a percussion on 2 and 4. Most of the times I play this, rather than with my whole hand, I usually use my thumb as a sort of rotation. I go away from the strings and then I rotate to slap the strings around here or even closer to the fretboard. And I get this slapping sound, percussive sound on 2 and 4 to imitate the snare of the drum kit. Now, you can play so many other percussions on guitar. You can find different spots on the guitar body, on the sides, wherever you want to basically imitate the kick and snare of the drum kit. So it could be like simply two spots, one with the thumb and one with another couple of fingers, where you do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, a classic groove that the drums would play. Or you can play something around here on the sides using the bottom part of your guitar body and the bottom side, you're doing 1, 2 and 3 and 4. That's very common as well. So you can feel free to find any spot that really works for you. In the example that I showed you before, I was using two different percussions, so like two different levels. In the first level, I'm just using one percussion, one slap, basically with my left hand going on the side, bottom part of the side of the guitar, just below from the neck. So this kind of slap. And I used to do this basically after the percussion of 4 on the second 16th, like 4 E and up, 4 E and up, or with the slap 4 E and up. This is what I was doing the first time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, change. Second time, ready for the percussion. Right, so one stops here with the open hand, with the closed hand, with the slap, with any technique you like, and then the other hand, the left hand, goes on the bottom part of the side of the guitar, right, like 4 E and up. So let's do it again, a tiny bit slower. Obviously you can feel free, as I say in the other video, to create variations in your arpeggios. So if you like to mess around with the B, G or high E string during your arpeggios, that's absolutely cool, and it creates even more variations, even more variety to your arpeggios. So again, a little bit slower. Alright, and then you start again. Now the second percussion was a little bit more complicated because after the percussion of 4, the slap percussion of 4, I was doing this and then the same slap that I showed you before. Now this slap moves from the second to the third 16th of the fourth beat because we're going to have 4 E and up, 4 E and up. So you can train yourself just doing this without any chord, just doing 4 E and up, 4 E and up. On the second 16, this new sound that I'm adding is basically just scratching my nails from the little finger to the index on the guitar body. You can use as many fingers as you want, you create your own way. My way of doing it is a sort of rotation, doing pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index, like obviously very quickly, because this has to take only 1/16. So 4 E and up, 4 E and up. So if I apply this to the groove, it sounds like. Obviously you have to be very quick to start again. So the whole point of this sort of slap is that you slap and kind of you jump back to go back as soon as possible to the chord that you want to play to restart again, to start again. Now you can even start a little bit slower. You can slow it down even much more. You can apply almost a sort of shuffle feel so it becomes more like. Okay, you can be as gentle as you want, as hard as you want here on this percussion. You can train yourself, practice different things, and then find out what really works for you. So I like it even like this, a little bit slower with a shuffle feel. But I'm gonna go now a little bit faster to show you the full version with the first percussion just being this slap, and the second percussion being the little game with the fingers followed by the same slap. So. So feel free to apply any variations you might like to these percussions, to these arpeggios. It's completely up to you. I just wanted to show you my way of playing them and slowly starting exploring 3 different ways of playing percussions. One is the slap on 2 and 4, the other one is the slap on the side, and then the little game with my fingers to create even more groove, to have a little bit of fun with the percussions on the acoustic guitar. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed learning something more about percussions on acoustic guitar. If this is a topic that you liked and you would like me to explore it even more in the next videos, please leave a comment below, leave me your feedback, and I will be back to you as soon as possible. As usual, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you're interested in being notified when I release my new videos, you can also hit the bell button and you'll receive a notification. Thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to share it with your family and friends and use the like button as well. This was The Bearded Guitarist. I'll be seeing you next week.